Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another session of the Natural Remedies Kitchen, Vegantrition, Cooking and Nutrition course. Once again, I am your host, Davina. However, today we've got a special person in-house who I will introduce you to. One of my past teachers, one of my mentors, Dr. Winston J. Craig, who is a professor emeritus at the Andrews University, who will be presenting today on legumes. And I need for everyone to take out their pens, and if you have your recipe workbook printed, please do get it out and make some notes. A lot of what Dr. Craig says you will see popping up in the quiz. Don't miss a word that he says today. So Dr. Craig, thank you very much for coming once more on the Vegantrition Cooking and Nutrition course. We are now at class 8 in a year. So we give the Lord thanks, and we thank you very much as well, because you did help us to put together this course outline, and you've always been there for this ministry from the onset. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So Dr. Craig, I now hand over to you, who will also, you could take us into a little word of prayer, because we know you have some of the most amazing devotions.
I'm speechless after that introduction. Well, it's a joy to speak to you in Jamaica. I wish I was there. It's approaching autumn here, and I can imagine you're in t-shirts and flip-flops enjoying nice weather.
Oh, definitely I am, yeah. I won't lie to you, it is brilliant.
We've had a tough year and a half with COVID, and looking forward to some break in the proceedings, and by God's grace we can continue to travel again soon.
We pray and hope.
Let's have a word of prayer as we begin. Father in heaven, we are so glad that you give us life and health. Your love is abundant, shed abroad upon each one of us in marvelous ways. We thank you for all the gifts that you give to us. Bless each participant, each one of them, Lord, that's on the Zoom today. You know each one. They have special needs, special concerns. Meet each one of those needs and concerns. We pray your presence will be here as we discuss the important topic of legumes. We thank you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, sharing my PowerPoints. You see the pictures there of...
Perfect. We can see it clearly. You can put it on slideshow.
We love springtime here, and this is...
You can put it on full screen, Dr. Craig.
What's that?
You can put it on full screen. Yeah. Excellent.
Okay. So I wish we were looking at this, but my front yard, if I could show you, is full of rows of Sharon and rose bushes, red, mostly, very beautiful. So, but I'm sure you have many beautiful blossoms there blooming right now in Kingston, Montego Bay, Mandeville, other places. So let's swing right into the program talking about legumes. You can see the pictures there at the top, red and yellow, black and green, all beautiful peas, beans and lentils that make up protein sources for us. So when they are eaten with grains, they provide high quality protein. They may be a tad short on high quality protein, but when mixed with grains, no problem. And they are better than animal protein, as you are learning in this course. The meat, fish, turkey, chicken, eggs, milk, these all have saturated fat and cholesterol, which is not so good for your health, and that's another lecture. Legumes are very rich in phytochemicals, and these are concentrated in the skins. So your browns and reds and yellows and greens are not just there to make them look pretty, but they actually provide us with health-promoting defensive chemicals that provide us protection against chronic diseases. Beans also contain carbohydrates, not only protein, because they have fat and carbohydrates and some vitamins and minerals. So they are blessed with a whole profile of different nutrients. And the carbohydrates that are there tend to be such that they have a low glycemic index, which means they are digested slowly, and the blood glucose changes that result are gentle. The glucose released into the blood is slow as compared to eating a lolly or a candy bar, which gives you a surge. So these carbohydrates are valuable, useful. They also have soluble fiber. They are good from that respect because this helps lower your cholesterol levels. And the fat is heavily polyunsaturated fat, which is also good for your blood lipids, blood cholesterol and triglyceride levels. So you can see, these are good guys, these are your friends, and we need to use them every day. So just in summary then, recommendation, 1 or 2 servings a day, and they have protein, iron, B vitamins like thiamine, riboflavin, pyridoxine, no B12. They have calcium, fiber, phytochemicals, and carbohydrates. So a good wide selection of beneficial nutrients. Now, these are 4 major chronic diseases listed across the top: cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and osteoporosis. And these are the food groups listed along the left. An X in the box means that that food group provides protection against the chronic disease. So you can see the different plant foods provide protection very well. In fact, the legumes provide, and the fruits and vegetables provide protection for all of them. The grains and nuts, we haven't yet got data for osteoporosis, but all the others. So in other words, we can say almost all of the chronic diseases are protected by pretty well all the food groups, all the plant foods. which is good news. We want that protection. So let's dig in. Looking at overall mortality, legume consumption has the most consistent and statistically significant association with reduced risk of death. Good news. Regularly eat legumes, we consistently have protection. For example, 20 grams a day, that's like 2/3 of an ounce, produces almost 10% reduction in mortality rates. So you can see from the picture, it's a variety of legumes. We're not just talking about one or two, all of them. Okay, the dietary guidelines recommend eating 3 cups a week of legumes. That's about 1/2 a cup a day. 1/2 a cup is generally considered a serving. Some would even double that amount for good measure, good protection. Anyway, 1 or 2 servings, at least 1/2 a cup a day to provide you with good protection. Now, in one study published some years ago, tracking almost 10,000 adults, people who ate legumes at least 4 times a week, that's almost every day, 22% lower risk of coronary heart disease compared to those who ate almost no beans. Now, regarding black beans, it's even a little better. In a 10-year longitudinal study, people who ate 1/3 of a cup, this is cooked, 1/3 of a cup of cooked black beans a day, almost 40% less likely to experience a heart attack compared to those who ate nothing. Less than once a month, pretty well nothing. So that's good news. I love black beans. I was introduced to them when I traveled to Guatemala, had them with their national dish, tortilla with black beans, very delicious. So protection up to 40%, protected against heart attack. Now, one of the reasons is because it lowers your blood lipids. Here is a meta-analysis that combined 10 randomized clinical trials for 1 to 2 months. They studied, the trials lasted 1 to 2 months. And these are the changes that they saw. Cholesterol decreased 0.3 of a millimole, or almost 12 milligrams per deciliter. LDL, almost the same. This is the atherogenic lipid. Triglycerides, even more. And beans are one of the best ways to lower your triglycerides. On the other hand, your good cholesterol, HDL, it was actually an increase. This is positive. The others are all negative. These are decreases. And again, we're emphasizing some names here just to remind you that we're not talking about soya beans. We're talking about all these beans and peas and lentils. They're all your friends. They all give a positive result in your favor. Now, what about cancer? The highest intake in a group that was studied compared to a group that had the lowest intake of legumes. Those that had the highest had 30 to 60% drop in the risk of different cancers. That's a wide spread, but it depends on the cancer. There are many cancers listed here, not all the cancers. You can see there's a good sprinkling of different cancers. For all the sites combined, it was about 32%. And this was for both beans and lentils. So reduction in heart disease, heart attacks, cancer, overall mortality, and diabetes. Okay, here you have the legumes broken out into different groups along with soya milk. And you can see that the risk comparing the upper fifth, the group in the upper 1/5 is the Q5 versus the lower quintile, the lowest 1/5, the lowest 20% group. And those that were in the upper quintile were eating 2 ounces or 65 grams a day. This is a Chinese study versus the lowest intake, which was only about a half an ounce, which is shown here is 12.3 grams. So it's a 5-fold difference. Those eating the most, their risk was reduced from 1 down to 0.62. That's a 38, almost a 40% reduction in risk of diabetes. For soybeans, it's 50%, peanuts 20%, other legumes about 25%, and soya milk about 40% reduction in risk of diabetes. Good news, eat your legumes, you can help protect yourself against type 2 diabetes. Okay, so that's the background, talking about legumes in general. Now let's zero in on soy, since soy is a special legume. It does everything that we've said in the previous slides, but now we want to just highlight a few other things. And one of the unique properties of soy, and there's 2 of them. One is it's rich, very unique, very rich in what we call isoflavones. And the 2 examples that are outstanding are genistein and diadzine. These are flavonoids. These are a class of phytochemicals that are found in the bean attached to the protein. And so when the soy protein isolate is trapped from the bean, the phytochemicals is associated with that. So whether you use soy protein isolate or whether you use the whole bean, you're still getting those healthful phytochemicals. The other property of soybeans is that it's like meat, egg, and milk, in that the protein is a high quality, complete protein. It doesn't need to be eaten with grains. It can stand alone and give you all of the essential amino acids. So it is a little more superior than the others. And Dr. Vernon Young published 30 years ago his landmark research with Massachusetts Institute of Technology students. He fed them soy protein and measured nitrogen balance after some weeks. And he compared it with those students that got meat or milk or egg. So there were 4 different groups, and they each got a different protein. And he found that with soya protein, no different from the others. And this verified for all time. Nobody can argue with this. Nobody has argued. And if they say otherwise, it's because they're ignorant of his research. But soy stands top of the pile in terms of plant protein being matching the quality of animal protein. And of course, as we said earlier, plant protein from legume, lentils and beans eaten with grains gives you the same. But we're just identifying the soy stands shoulder to shoulder with animal protein. Subjects with elevated blood cholesterol levels given 25 grams of protein from soya milk. That's quite a bit. The protein in a glass of soya milk, a cup, 250 mils or 8 ounces, generally has about 7 grams of protein. So this would mean you would need to drink 3 cups of milk. And in these studies, they found that cholesterol levels, LDL levels, dropped 5%. It's not huge, but it's significant. And many plant sources, like if you eat plant frankfurts or so forth, they generally have about 7 or 8 grams. And reduction of cholesterol of 5% is a significant amount. Another meta-analysis that was published back in 2000 showed that cholesterol levels decreased to the same level that soluble fiber did. But what was shown interesting from this study was that soy in liquid form was more effective at lowering your cholesterol than soy in baked form. So in other words, using soy flour in your muffins or bread wasn't quite as effective as the soy in liquid form, such as in soy milk. Now, what about children? Young people say, oh, I'll start eating healthfully when I get growing up, when I'm an adult and I have my own children and I'm starting to get fat or starting to, cholesterol being raised, I'll start looking after myself. Well, the good news is that even young children that have elevated cholesterol can have a significant drop in cholesterol levels by using low-fat, low-cholesterol diet that's rich in soy. After 2 months, they found almost 25% drop in their LDL cholesterol, which is far more significant than just the standard low-fat, low-cholesterol diet. So start early. Get your children on the soybean diet early. Now, we mentioned one of the phytochemicals in soy was genistein, and it's not only that it lowers cholesterol, but it also protects the LDL, the bad cholesterol in the blood, from being oxidized. And this is a major step in forming plaque in your blood vessels. It also helps prevent the aggregation of platelets, which are the component in your blood which causes a clot or a thrombosis. So this not only lowers the risk of plaque in your arteries, but also lowers the risk of a clot. And it improves blood flow. It improves the relaxation, the vasodilation. That's the relaxation of blood vessels. So it lowers blood pressure. And if you have had an injury from a heart attack or plaque development, these compounds will help the arteries improve and get enlarged so that the blood flows more clearly through the blood vessel. So you can see a whole range of very good things in terms of cardiovascular improvement, lower blood pressure, lower blood clots, lower cholesterol. Regarding cancer reduction, we showed this for general legumes. For soy, it's even a little more pronounced, 30 to 80%. And this includes breast cancer this time. Before it didn't. This time it does. Breast, colon, stomach, prostate, and lung cancer reduction with a regular use of soy. This is the Loma Linda study, and you can see that no soy is the blue, and we're comparing against the blue, and you can see drinking once a day, you get about a 20% reduction for prostate cancer in men, 1 glass a day. The Adventist Health...
Amen to that.
Yes, the Adventist Health Study showed that more than once, that's 2 or more cups a day, was even more significant drop. The numbers were small, and so I quickly add that other studies have shown a less pronounced effect, and I put a line here to show where we would more likely expect for 2 or more cups a day. So you get about a 30% drop for the risk of prostate cancer. Women with breast cancer, this is looking at Asian American women who are the most common consumers of tofu. The Caucasian American women haven't adopted like Filipino and Japanese and Chinese American women. So it's hard to get large numbers of those women. But with the Asian American women, you can see for those basically not eating tofu, less than once a month is basically nothing. We put that line here at 1. So comparing with those eating tofu more than 4 times a week, so that would be like 5 or 6 or 7 times a week, almost daily. The line is shortened by down to 0.7. So that's 30% reduction in risk of breast cancer from eating tofu almost every day. That's awesome. And the data for the same amount of consumption, but for those Asian American women that were born outside of the US, it's 50% reduction. So that's a wow. 50% reduction in risk of breast cancer for Chinese, Filipino, Indonesian women who were born in Asian countries but who live in the US. What does this mean? Well, if you're born in the US, it means you're a bit handicapped. What does that mean? Well, research has shown that if the women are born outside of the US and grow up in their early years, in other words, adolescence is experienced outside of the US, they're more likely to be eating tofu, and that's a benefit. So 2 studies have found that a higher soy intake during childhood and or adolescence was associated with 25 to 50% reduction in risk of breast cancer later in life. So there's some hormonal changes that are reflected later in life. So that women who, as teenagers, are eating tofu and other soy products have this extra protection. That's good news. Why we should have our children eating soy as children, because they do get benefit. It's good. Now, some have suggested that, well, these phytochemicals that are in soy, these isoflavones, the diadzin and genistein, they're a little tricky. They're a little risky because some have said they look like estrogen. They act at estrogen receptors. So be careful. Well, the story is more complicated than sometimes what appears on the web. These isoflavones have a higher binding for estrogen receptor beta than estrogen receptor alpha. So there are 2 different types of estrogen receptors, and these isoflavones actually distinguish between them. And so the more technical word, instead of calling these isoflavones phytoestrogens or estrogens in plant, phyto meaning plant, are actually called SERMs, selective estrogen receptive modulators. That means they can modulate estrogen receptors in selective ways. They can turn them on or they can turn them off. They have estrogen-like effects in blood vessels, like the coronary artery and bone tissue, or they may have an anti-estrogen effect in breast tissue. And that's good news because you want estrogen affecting bone because that makes bone more dense. And if you think for a moment, as women reach menopause, estrogen levels drop and bone density drops and osteoporosis risk goes up. So eating soy will help keep bones dense and reduce estrogen level. On the other hand, estrogen increases your risk of breast tumors. And so the fact that these serums, these isoflavones in soy, have a negative effect on breast tissue, that's saying that it's actually protecting you against breast cancer. So here it's like eating your cake and having it. And the Lord knew what he was doing. These isoflavones in soy do not increase the risk of breast cancer. They actually decrease. So they have good positive effects. And there are other things other than isoflavones. There are plant sterols like cholesterol, but these are plant versions, and these actually block cholesterol, block cancer activities. There are saponins. These are like soap-forming things. They cause the bubbling and frothing when you have soaking soy juice and you rinse the bean after overnight soaking. This is saponins. Phytates are also there, and these help. All of these things help protect against cancer. Furthermore, Asian women who daily consume 60 grams or so of soy report less frequent and fewer hot flashes and other menopausal symptoms than European Caucasian women who don't eat soy. So there's a belief, a common idea, which is validated by science, that about 40% of women who eat soy actually have milder and fewer menopausal symptoms when they reach that age, 45, 55, 60, whatever it is, depends on the culture. But so soy is being used for HRT or hormone replacement therapy. I mentioned earlier about bone density, and this is documented in a number of studies. The phytochemicals in soy help, particularly in early menopause rather than late menopause, in protecting against bone loss or the calcium loss. And this is just one study done with Italian women. The red represents the soy compound, and this is for the spine and the hip. And you can see that BMD, bone mineral density, is improved in these menopausal Italian women, studied over 2 years, compared to those getting placebo, which is the white. And you'll see those are dropping down. So this is a decrease, a loss of bone mineral density, which is typical as women age. Menopausal women get older, their bones thin somewhat. The data shows that with those getting the soy, they didn't have that normal loss. Their bone markers of density improvement actually were positive, so this is good. Now, as I mentioned earlier, one of the major ways that people get soy is drinking a glass or two of soy milk every day, or soy beverage, soy milk alternate, or whatever word you want to call it. And a cup with 240 or 250 mils, a quarter of a litre, 4 servings to a container. It should have 7 grams of protein, very little saturated fat, and not a whole lot of calories, but you do want it to contain at least about 20% of calcium and vitamin D and B12. In other words, it should be fortified because soy milk doesn't naturally have these 3 nutrients, a mineral and 2 vitamins. Milk provides these, and if you're not using these, which you won't be getting if you're vegan and not using milk, so it's good that your soy beverage has these. So in addition to the protein and the isoflavones, it will have these important nutrients. Now, I did, just as in brackets quickly, I published last March a paper in Nutrients. We studied 148 non-milk, non-dairy, plant-based, and you can see here what the different beverages were based on: coconut, rice, almond, cashew, hazelnut, walnut, banana, quinoa, oats, hemp, flax, sesame, and pea protein. You know, some people don't like sesame and pea. I think I said soy, sesame and pea, and then soy and pea protein. And we have one product here called Ultra Soy that has up to 20 grams of protein. So there are, I don't know what you have in Jamaica, but we have in the American market and in Europe and in Australia, these 148 beverages. I tested them from 3 different places: Sydney, Australia, London and Paris in Europe, and in the US, the West Coast. We analysed all of these. And you'll notice that protein in rice and coconuts, not very much, but the soy and the pea protein have levels equal to the dairy. So keep that in mind. Also, just quickly, we looked at those that were fortified and those that had, people talk about things that are not good in our food, processed food. It's salt, sugar, and fat, in this case, saturated fat. And there are some of the milks have high levels and some have lower levels. And of course, with the salt, sugar, and fat, we want them to have low levels. So your coconut, soy, cashew, pea, and oats are in the good group. Whereas those in the ones that have better fortification level, you can see it's soy, almond, and pea are the good guys. They typically have the high levels of fortification. Now, we'll end on this. We've said all the good things about soy. Now, if you've been reading the web, the internet, social media, you'll say, oh, wait a minute, soy is a bad guy. It does nasty things. So we need to address what are these issues. There are people who say, well, it inhibits thyroid function. It knocks out male sperm. It causes breast cancer. It's not good for children because it's loaded with all these estrogen-like compounds, and it impacts brain function and it causes allergies. Well, it does cause some allergies, and that is one of the reasons why pea protein has now increased dramatically in burgers, Impossible burgers, Beyond Beef burgers. These are based on pea protein. A lot of beverages are now, and yogurts are now being made with pea rather than soy because some people don't like the GM risk and also the allergy. But let's take a look at some of these other things. What about thyroid? Well, Soy foods do not adversely affect thyroid in healthy people. In people on medication, it may hinder the uptake of the medication, and so you may need to increase the medication just a little bit. But that's only for people taking medication. For the rest of us that have normal thyroid, soy does nothing. Okay? So there are other foods. Keep that in mind. There's cabbage, there's millet, there's kale, there's Brussels sprouts that, along with soy, can interfere with medication. So it's not just soy. But as I said, if you have a healthy thyroid, no problem. Okay, breast cancer we've already addressed, but here's another paper that shows soy intake with women. This is a low intake of isoflavones in soy, and stepping up the level, doubling the level, and quadrupling the level, going from green to red. You can see that as we increase the phytochemicals in soy, we're getting a reduction in breast cancer, not an increase, a reduction. And this was a summary of 8 different Asian studies. Okay, so clearly having soy, increasing the levels, improves. Now, does that mean the more the better? No, no, no. We don't want to recommend 3 and 4 and 5 servings of soy a day. No, no. We get maximum benefits with about 2 servings a day. So have your 1 glass of milk and 1 serving of tofu, or however combination you want to. 1 glass of soy milk in the morning, 1 glass in the evening is plenty, but no more. Okay, here's another study. Some say, but okay, if I'm a survivor of breast cancer, I want to stimulate the recurrence. And this big Chinese study that was done over 5 years showed that soy foods did not have an adverse effect on breast cancer survival. It did not increase risk of breast cancer recurrence. Quickly, regarding soy formula, should we not use soy because it's all these female-like hormones? The answer is no. Children, infants have been drinking soya milk for 6 decades. There are millions and millions of infants who have been drinking this, and there is not one single case of any endocrine effect, any growth defect, any changes in puberty, nothing. Zippo, nada. Okay, so we can safely say that soy beverage is safe to use, and it is possibly because soy, the estrogen receptors in infants don't react the same way as they do in adults. That seems to be the case. So in conclusion, soy, highly nutritious, safe for children, it's good for the environment, much less greenhouse gas emissions and less water and land use compared to beef, protects us against chronic diseases, diminishes bone density losses, does not increase the risk of recurrent breast cancer, and it doesn't diminish male fertility or cognitive function. I didn't give you the data on that, so I'll just quickly, in conclusion, show you this. Female sheep in Western Australia were grazing on clover, which is a rich source of these soy compounds, and they saw a change in fertility. Female cheetahs in zoos in the United States that were fed soy also experienced a decline in fertility. And it was on the basis of these animal observations that they said that isoflavones affect reproduction. So the questions were, did it impact estrogen? Did it impact testosterone, male? These are questions that are important. Does eating soy isoflavones affect any male reproductive function? Okay, so quickly, what's the answer?
No.
Thank you. Soy intake does not raise or lower male testosterone levels. 9 clinical studies show that soy isoflavones do not affect circulating estrogen levels in men or sperm motility or sperm morphology. So the shape, behavior, and the speed of activity of movement, all of the, nothing. Okay, so it's good news. Male and female reproduction is not affected by soy. So we end on good news, and I guess we have one last picture that we were asked to just say a word about corn, since this is now getting popular in certain quarters. It's been used for decades. It's safe. It's made from a fungus, and it's high in protein. That's why it's talked about as a substitute for meat and substitute for soy if you don't want to use soy. It's high in fiber, so that's good. We want fiber because meat doesn't have any fiber. It's used as a meat substitute because of its texture like meat. It may, in some cases, have adverse reaction like allergies, and it's only a small number, just as it is with soy, just a few people. It's low in sodium, that's good news. Low in fat, no cholesterol, low in saturated fat, and has a low carbon footprint. So all of this, you check off the boxes, it's all good. Can lower blood sugar and cholesterol. Some people don't like it, some people like it. Some people have a preference for soy, whatever. But read the label, because some products have wheat or egg white added. And if you want to be vegan, of course, that's not what you want to be eating. And if you have an allergy to egg or to wheat, you also don't want to be using. So it's a good principle all the way around in buying and shopping and daily living. Read labels, because companies do sneak things in. I can give you lots of examples, things that would be surprising. Read labels so you know what you're getting, and then you feel comfortable. Your mind is 100% at rest. You know what the family's eating. And God bless you all in your choices, in your great cooking, in your wonderful class, in your great leader who is teaching you healthful living. I thank you for your attention. And I believe we may have, there's one last picture I forgot. These are a couple of websites. We have a new organization. We've been going since the beginning of this year. It's called ANDIA. It stands for Adventist Nutrition and Dietetics International Association. We have about, I think we have like 50, 60 members at present. It's growing. We have a chat session on Sunday on Zoom, meet and greet. And then the following week, we have a wonderful lecture by Dr. Zeno from the General Conference, who's an adjunct professor at Loma Linda. He's talking on plant-based diets for the prevention and management of diabetes. None of you who are listening to my voice will want to miss this October 10, 3 o'clock Pacific time. So that would be, 5 o'clock Jamaica time, jam time. If you want to read our newsletter or become a member, there's the website there for you, AdventistDietetics.org. And I also have a web page where you can read and download information. It's free. vegetarian-nutrition.info. But please sign up for Andia, become a member, and join us on Sunday for the meet and greet, and then the following Sunday for the diabetes plant-based lecture. It will be a ripper, and then we have one every month after that. The one after that will be on vegan diets for children and babies and pregnant women. You won't want to miss that. And then the one after that, Dr. Sabate will be doing on sustainability, eating diets that are sustainable. And then in January, you won't want to miss Faith. Dr. Miles from Melinda Adventist Health Study will be talking on plant-based diets and the microbiome, how the bacteria in your gut is affected by what you eat. You eat plants, it will make a big difference. So we have 4 fabulous lectures coming up, promoted and sponsored by Andia. You won't want to miss these. So please join, become a member, and you get these free services and a newsletter every quarter. One just came out this week. There's 3 of them, March, July, and October. There'll be another one coming out in December, full of recipes and articles on ideas. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. Go to Andia, and I don't know the details, but I'm sure your esteemed leader will be able to track it down and share that with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Perry. A couple of questions before you go. Well, one, you could send me the link for the October 10th event, the Zoom link, and I will share it with the group. And also the link for them to sign up to Andia. Now, what if they're not a qualified nutritionist, or they're just doing this course, which is the closest they're getting to nutrition?
Membership is free, and membership is for doctors, dentists, dietitians, and anybody else.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think, I don't know, Dr. Perry, if you could send me the link for the application form again, I could just share it with the group. I think I have it though, but
yeah, if there's any problem, if people take down that web page, I think you can also find somewhere on that web page where you can click and become a member.
Okay, all right. I have taken a picture of that there.
If we try all the means possible to us, I'm sure we will all get registered effectively. But you have to be properly registered for those webinars that I mentioned from those 4 key professors, because you will only be able to watch if you're given the link, and they only give the link out to those who are registered.
All right, no problem. Other question. Is soy, well, I know beans are a little bit, in terms of on the pH chart, it's a little bit more on the acidic side rather than the neutral side. But does that actually affect you, how acidic meat affects you?
I didn't quite hear the question, I'm sorry.
Okay, is soy acidic? Is soy acidic?
Oh, all legumes will not have the same acid residue like meat, because their sulfur-containing amino acids are less. So they also have other minerals like magnesium and potassium, which are alkaline. So I don't know regarding soy exactly where the pH is, but they are certainly not to be of any concern regarding acidity.
Okay, all right, great, thank you. Yeah, I think that's my question. Did I have another question? All right. Any questions for Dr. Craig, anyone? Any questions for Dr. Craig before he goes? Remember, quite a bit of the information shared here will be, you will see it showing up on your quiz.
Oh, that's scary. You mean everything I said is going to be on a test? Ooh.
No, not everything, but there may be about 3 or so questions on legumes, or 4.
Okay, well, wish them the best.
All right. I thank you very much, once more, Dr. Craig, and you're welcome to stay on.
It's great.
Of course.
It's great working with you again, and God bless you in your ministry.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Okay. Did you enjoy that presentation? Am I talking to myself here, or am I on mute?
Hello, yes, very informative, a lot of information.
Hi, Hazel. I agree.
Yes.
So I'm actually not talking to myself. That's good. So, and how did you find that presentation? Informative?
Oh, yes,
I
it
mean,
was.
that, especially that bit on soy. I mean, that's supposed to be something that really should grab everyone's attention, because the information out there on soy, especially what is widely spread, is so incorrect and controversial.
Yeah.
So I was expecting to be hearing more questions and stuff like that. And like really? Well, I guess you're all brilliant students. So when these pop up in the quiz, we shouldn't have a problem, because you know. But anyway, this is live on YouTube, so you can pick this video up and rewatch it to just make sure that you get a good grasp of everything that was taught here tonight. This is brilliant and good. Backed by good science, actual research, and not just someone's interpretation of another man's research, or information coming from research for those who are coming from the meat and dairy industry, or are against soya for obviously financial reasons. All right, moving on. Let's see, have we got Ruby in-house? All right, tonight we'll be doing milks and creams. Let me just quickly share. By the way, grab yourself a glass of water. Just stretch your legs a little bit at this time. Stretch your legs a little bit. Let me see if I can share my PowerPoint. Yeah, stretch your legs a little bit. I'm giving you 2 minutes to grab yourself a glass of water and stretch your legs. So for us to go into quickly into part 2. Let me see the time. Yeah, we'll go through this slide here in about 10 minutes. We'll go through this, and then we will go into our kitchens, where we will start making milks and creams. Okay, so Dr. Craig has just sent the link to join the. So the links that he was discussing, the events that's coming up, they are supposed to be really good. I mean, these are some top scientists, right? Dr. Zeno, he taught me, can't remember what he taught me, but when I did my course, He was one of my teachers, and he did some brilliant presentations, way ahead of his game. I mean, cutting edge information, the latest in science and technology information they offer. And by the way, his wife, Anita, may even come on this course one of these days to teach something. All right, let's see now. I'm gonna share this. How do I share this email now? I'm gonna share the email. I don't know how well it's gonna come out in the group, but well, I think we may need to go on the website. Yeah, because it doesn't show as a link. I would have to send it to you by email for you to be able to pick it up. I would have to send it to you by email for you to be able to pick it up, for you to be able to sign up for it. All right, let me give you Andia's email. All right, that's the email address I've just posted in the group that you can just email to be able to register for the course. Register for the thing on that day, Sunday. All right, are we back? Everybody back? Anybody hearing me talking?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah. All right, wonderful. So today we're doing one of the most exciting not the most, but one of, all right? Because we've got even topics that are way more exciting than this one, all right? So we're doing a very exciting topic today, and that's milks and creams. And you know, when people become vegan, and it's especially, and I'm going to say this, it's not a racist statement, but especially when you're from like a Caucasian background, like Eastern European, that have a diet that is rich in milks and creams, that, you know, you grow up on that sort of stuff. Lots of dishes that are milk-based, yogurt-based, and stuff like that. And you become a vegan, you sort of miss these things because it's a big chunk of what you're used to that has been, you have given up, right? And sometimes it tastes but crave for something milky or creamy, but you wish you could just find a healthy replacement. So as you can see, the ice cream right there, can you see that looking all nice and creamy? Yeah, man. All right, we're gonna make some ice cream, but not today. I just want to get your taste buds wet, but by Friday, we'll be making our ice cream for Sabbath dessert. All right, now we're moving on. Today, we're gonna, okay, so this is the outline, but we probably won't do all of this today, but we're gonna do some of these today. And then there's another next lesson next week when we're gonna do whatever we don't finish today, we're gonna do the rest of them. And we have also cheeses as well, and butters in next week, I believe. Right, so today we're gonna do a bean milk, We're gonna do a bean milk, and we're gonna do a nut milk, and then we're gonna do some creams. I think that's it. That we'll see. Let's go. And we're gonna do mayo. So firstly, I hope you had soaked about 2 cups of cashew last night. If you didn't soak your cashew last night,
I did almonds.
you did. Okay, all right. Well, for your cashew, if you have your cashew and you didn't soak any, you don't need to soak this much, but just for some of the creams, you may want to just grab a cup of cashew, put your kettle on, or just throw the cashew in a pot and just give it a boil for about 10 minutes. By the time we finish the presentations, it will be ready to be used, all right? Okay. All right, so when you soak the cashew, it absorbs the water and it comes to about like 1 cup. It's probably gonna double in size. So that's
One question.
Yep.
Are we going to be using almonds today?
Yep. You're gonna make almond cream. Yep. Almond milk. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
I thought it was
Just
one or the other, so I chose almond. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine then. Go ahead. Use your almond. We will just use the almond that you have. That's fine.
No, I'm going to boil the cashew.
Yeah, just a small amount.
Okay.
Just to test for the sweet cream. All right. Anybody else? I'm not hearing from the class today. I don't like when I feel alone or 1 or 2 students. I don't like being alone. Funny enough, I live on my own. I am here. I am here, baby. All right, brilliant. Priscilla is here. Who else is with me today? All right, Deirdre, excellent. Deirdre is here. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Who else is with me?
I'm here, Davina. I'm listening to you. Sorry.
Oh,
I can't.
fantastic. Terry Ann and Ashley, super.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Irene.
Okay, KK. All right, super, super, super. Good. I hate talking to myself. That's why this course is not online as yet, because I just go in front of the camera and I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? I just can't do this. I just need a live class. All right, so fantastic. Now let me go back to the PowerPoint. Where is it? All right, beautiful. Now, one of the easiest cashew cream are, if you see in your recipe book thick cream, or wherever you see basic cashew cream, please note that it is this recipe that it is asking for, and not actually the basic cashew cream. It is asking for the thick cashew cream. Wherever in your recipe book it says use the basic cashew cream, it's not talking about the basic, it's talking about this. All right, so please make note of that. All right, so how you would get a cream like this, you basically soak 1 raw cup of cashew overnight, and you're gonna, once you soak it, whenever you soak your cashew, by the way, it doesn't exactly have to be soaked overnight, but the easiest way is to soak it overnight. When you soak it overnight, it becomes more, all nuts, they become more digestible when they're soaked. Now, when it is soaked overnight, it becomes really soft and supple and easy to blend, and it makes a really nice, thick, velvety, smooth cream. That's absolutely delicious. Now, I must say that I have like roasted my cashews and then soaked them and make cream, and boy, it's nice out of this world. So While it's not in the presentation today, it's one that you could give a try. Just bear me a moment. I'm just pulling my curtains so I don't get any moths flying in. Yeah. So once you soak them, when you're ready to use them, always drain that water off and just drain them with a strainer. So just drain them off in a strainer or a colander, and then just run the nuts under the running water for a couple of minutes. No, not a couple of minutes. It doesn't need that long. For 30 seconds or so, and just to rinse that little bit of slime off. It just have that little bit of a feel of a slime when it is soaked. So you just rinse it off. Your cashews are now nice and ready to go. If you have time, you can also drain them a little bit before you go blending them. Now, for a sweet cream, you use a sweet cream mainly on your desserts. Like you see this image here, it's like very British cuisine where you have strawberry and cream. So that would be like a full fat cream, the typical British cuisine, right? It would be like strawberries with full fat cream. You will find at the British tea event, or some international tea event, or some big event, you'll find little things like that. Now they would use full fat cream, but here you have your lovely cashew sweet cream, which you can use. So you're looking at a cup of raw cashews soaked overnight, and you're going to use about a quarter cup of water, but you're not going to just pour all of this water in. You're going to add it slowly, because you can start blending the cashew and maybe it could blend without adding any water whatsoever to it. That's how thick you're looking for it. But you want to have at hand about quarter cup, maybe even half cup of water, but you're going to add it slowly just to prevent your blender from choking, or the cream coming out not smooth. What you want at the end is a smooth, velvety texture. You can add to this. You can then add a little bit of vanilla. You can add some sweetener like your honey or your agave. So this is another way how you could get your honey in, especially if you start preparing your bodies from now, or let's say from by November, by December. You start preparing your bodies, getting ready for the allergy season, which is going to be next year, by taking in your ladies 1 teaspoon of honey per day and gentlemen a tablespoon. Right, so you can add some vanilla to your sweet cream, or you could make some rose water. You make your homemade rose water, or your, what you call the other one, bay leaf. So you just boil them in a little water, leave them sitting there, and then you can just strain them off and keep the water. You store the water, and you use that water. I think that's how it goes. I think we had some presenter at one point that taught us how to do it, but I really didn't pay all the attention. But we could go back and look for those videos and see exact recipe for making like the rose water and the bay leaf water and stuff like that, making your own extract as well. And you use these in your to give it the flavor that you would like. Okay, so in fact, what you could do, if you boil the bay leaf or your cardamom or stuff like that has these essences that have the flavors, you could use that water to actually do the blending, and then you would definitely get the flavor. All right, this is mainly used with your desserts. So you make like a cheesecake, you could use this kind of cream. You make, especially things like your no-bake cheesecake, you make like your frosting for your vegan cakes, you could use this cream. You wouldn't use this tea in teas, by the way, it's too thick, but I think, yeah, this is my error. To teas and hot drink, we don't really use this cream in teas and hot drink, but there's another one that we will use in teas and hot drink. But this you would use as a frosting on your cake. You would use this as a dip for your fruits. You would use this with desserts and things like that. Then you have your basic cashew cream. So now this is what you could use to make a hot drink. As you can see, this is it. This is exactly what it is. This is 1 cup. This is 1 part 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 cup of soaked cashew to 1 cup of water. And you get this. Can you see how rich this looks? So this is done right here in my kitchen. All right, you see how rich it looks? Right, nice and creamy and smooth and velvety. And this is like a it's a very thick cream. This is a very thick cream, right? It's gorgeous, silky and smooth in the mouth. And you can use this in your pastas as well. You can use this in your stews. You can use this in your sauces. Your hollandaise sauce, which is like a French cream sauce that goes with your main course dishes, which I had that in my house, I think last Sabbath. I mean, that you could do with your salads as well if you wanted to. This could go in your smoothies as well. This could be used to make the base for your custard and your fettuccine sauce. This could be the base as well for your fettuccine sauce. This could be used a lot in cooking. Of course, you could also make a nice warm drink or cool drink. You could just drink it as it is, as I say. So you could sweeten this. If you want to drink it, you could just sweeten it with a little bit of honey, agave, or whatever. Add a pinch of salt to it. Add some carob to it, or add even a fruit or something like that, like some strawberries. Blend it, make a nice strawberry milk. You have the cashew milk as well. Now for cashew milk, what you're gonna do, you're gonna add 1 cup of raw cashew to 2 cups. 1 cup of raw soaked cashew to 2 cups of water. So for the milk, it's 1 cup, 1 part to 2 parts for the milk, right? The cashew as well as the almond is the same thing. This picture here is actually my almond milk because I just don't know. I can't find any picture for my cashew milk. So I just put the same picture, the almond milk picture there. It looks basically the same way, right? Just like it's a little bit whiter than the almond milk, that's all. Our color is slightly different. Don't remember which one is whiter. Now, sweeten it as you desire. You could sweeten it with your honey or your agave like you would do with the others. Or when you're sweetening it, you could just blend it with 2 dates. And that also gives you a nice flavor. Please make sure the dates are not dry and hard, but they must be still soft and supple and pliable for them to blend and really do the job.
One question.
Now,
can I ask you a question?
go ahead.
Okay, here 1 cup of raw cashew soaked overnight with hot water, not cold water.
Yes, you could use hot water, or you could just soak with normal water, but hot water, yeah.
Okay, but when you blend with, that is 2 cups of water, that is hot or cold again now? When you blend it.
So after you soak it, you always drain it off. When you soak them, you drain that water off that they're soaked in and rinse the nuts off. And then now you blend with your room temperature water.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Of course, if you're going to use it in a cooking sauce and you know you're going to use it immediately, the pot is there waiting for you to add the cream, then surely you use some hot water to blend it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So to help to preserve your milk, and this is for all your milks, you can add a pinch of salt. It doesn't only preserves it, but it also helps to improve the flavor of the milk. You can also, obviously, you add sweetener that will also help with the preservation of the milk. But I just want to let you know another thing that actually helps with the preservation of the milk and helps to make the milk even silkier and smooth is when you're blending it, you could just, after it's nicely smooth, then you add 2 tablespoons of oil to your milk and you blend it again to incorporate that oil in it. If you have lecithin and you want to give the lecithin a try, you could even do that, and it will help to make your milk last much longer.
So what oil is that? Is it almond, that is olive oil or coconut oil?
I normally would use olive oil.
Okay.
But you're free to use, because I only have olive oil and coconut oil and avocado oil. I have only 3 oils. Yeah, but you can use an oil that you probably would prefer in your milk, knowing that it might affect the taste. Olive oil definitely is a strong flavored oil, not to mention coconut. These flavors are very distinct. A lighter flavor oil might be the avocado. There are other oils, but that are lighter in flavor, like sunflower oil, soya oil. You don't really have, these don't really have much of a flavor. And ideally, they would probably be the one that you would want to use for this. But the truth is, those oils, when we get to the lesson on oils, you will learn and understand more about why we don't necessarily use them in this class or advocate the using of them so much, because they sometimes are preserved with petroleum.
Okay.
Yeah. And most times you don't find them cold pressed either.
Question.
All right. Go ahead.
With the oil, if you say you add coconut oil to it and you put it in the fridge, would, because you know coconut oil, like the raw
Solidify.
ones, solidify, would that affect, cause it to solidify in the milk?
Yes, it would.
Oh,
You would
okay.
probably need to give it a good whipping up when you're ready to use it.
Oh, okay.
Almond milk, 1 cup of soaked almond. Then you need to massage it to remove the skins. Even though I have seen many blend their almonds with the skin on it, but the milk, when you remove the skin from the almond, you get the most purest, whitest, prettiest milk. It's beautiful. I'm just looking at this glass of milk and it's just making me hungry, I'm telling you. So after you have soaked it, you massage it to remove the skins before you blend the milk. Don't throw the skins away, by the way. You put down those to go in your cookies or in your meatloaf. Yep. Have lots of uses for them. Now, there is a difference between the almond milk and the cashew milk. The almond milk, you have to strain it after you've blended it, and you blend it for as long as you can to get it as smooth as possible. But then you have to strain it through a cheesecloth, not a strainer, but through a cheesecloth to remove the pulp and squeeze that pulp out to get out your milk out of it. But then that little bit of pulp that's left, we don't throw it away either. We keep it to go in our cookies. We use it in cookies. We use it in fritters. We use it in, we use it in like meatballs or loaves, sausages, stuff like that. So nothing is wasted. Again, to help with the preservation, add a pinch of salt, pink Himalayan, add some sweetener. Again, if you wish, you could add a little bit of oil. It's up to you, you know. Try with your salt and your sweetener first, or just your salt, and then see how it goes if you need to. You want to store your milks? All of them, you want to store them in a sterilized bottle. So you want to make a big pot of boiling water, and anywhere from 30 seconds to some minutes, you can immerse your bottles in the boiling water to sterilize them. When you're taking them out, use a tongs that you've also put in that boiling water to take them out. Let them cool down. Then you add your milk to them and you close them. So what the lids as well needs to be sterilized. You close them and you put your milk in your fridge. Or you leave it to cool down and then you put it in your fridge. All right. All right. Coconut milk. We're not going to do any coconut milk today. So today you're going to do either almond milk or cashew milk. So remember, the almond milk you strain, the cashew milk does not need to be strained. Okay. Sunflower milk does not need to be strained either. Sesame milk, I think maybe you will get a tiny bit of pulp. Just you could actually ignore the little bit of pulp that you will get from the sesame milk. What other?
Can we do chickpeas?
Oh, we're getting into the peas.
Okay, not
So the
yet.
coconut milk and the coconut cream, coconut milk. So I think this is what I would normally do to make a coconut milk. But if you make coconut milk regularly and you think my recipe is too watery, say something, all right? Because most of the time my aunt does it for me. All right. She makes the most amazing coconut milk, but now she's away on holiday. All right. So 1 dry coconut, break it. Obviously, I drink the water all the time. I don't let it go to waste, but I get to understand that the water from the dry coconut that, when it's really mature, that it causes arthritis, but I don't know about that bit. But anyway, I would have to do some research. That's just word of mouth that I heard. I have not done any research on the matter. That is something I could probably ask Dr. Craig to check out for me in the science lab. All right, so 1 dry coconut, break it, husk out the inside, cut it up in pieces, throw them in your blender with about 2 cups of water. Blend as smooth as you can. And then you strain it with a strainer. Then you put it back, you put by the pulp and blend with another 2 cups of water. Strain now with a cheesecloth. And if you need to sweeten it, you sweeten it. You can add a pinch of salt to it, but like this, we normally just use the straightener in our rice and peas, or if you're gonna cook curries or anything that you need some coconut milk for, we use this liquid straight. If you put this in your fridge overnight, the cream will come to the top and you will get coconut cream from the top of it. Now, another way how you can make coconut cream is get the fit jelly, right? So not the dry coconut now that you would use to make milk, but the jelly. The inside is still soft, but it is solid soft. It's firm, it's white. You want to take that and you want to just cut it up, throw it in your blender. And the softer it is, if it is soft enough, it can be blended on its own without any water. And you get a nice cream. Silky cream can use in as your whipped cream, can go in a can and sell, simple put. And if you have to use some water, you use hot water, right? So you use about 1 cup of coconut to about 1 cup of water, or ideally you just want to slowly add the water until you reach the desired consistency, and you blend that at high speed, right? Until it is nice and smooth and creamy with hot water. You can allow it to sit from you blended it, and you will look in it and you will see, oh wow, I've made coconut cream. It looks just like the coconut cream from the can or box or however you buy it. But if you leave it to sit for even like 10-15 minutes or so, it gets even creamier. Now, coconut whipped cream, you get a can of coconut cream or a box, however you get your coconut cream, but you want a full fat, you put it in the fridge overnight, right? Or if you make your fresh one, you put it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning you use a spoon and you remove just the fat and you leave the water. So just the fat, and you put that in a nice bowl, and you use a hand blender, mixer, like a cake mixer, right? Use like a cake mixer and you whip it. You can add about a tablespoon of honey or agave or so. You could add some vanilla if you want, or whatever flavorings you want, you could add to it. And you whip it for about 4 to maybe even up to 6 minutes, but it comes out nice and fluffy like whipped cream. It's beautiful. This can be used on top of your cakes. Just like we use the sweet cream, you can use this. Your cakes, your cheesecakes, your icing or frosting, whatever you call it, it can be used so that it just makes some gorgeous desserts, boy. And I think there's a nice dessert in your recipe book that is made from the coconut whipped cream. Now, store it in a sterilized air container for about 1 week. It could probably even last for up to 2 weeks. And when you want to use it, especially if you store it for a little bit of time in the fridge, when you're ready to use it, you may need just to re-whip it to get back the lightness and the fluffiness when you're ready to use it, all right? And you can use this instead of heavy creams in recipes that also heavy cream. Another cream that we can do, that we will do, is the soya single cream. So it's 1 cup. It is best to use for these creams. It's best to use your homemade soy milk or your homemade bean milk, because simply put, the shop bought ones, they don't have enough proteins in them. That 8.9% protein that you see is barely enough protein to sometimes get the desired effect that you are looking for from that's my phone trying to go dead on me. Right, so oftentimes we find it best that you use a homemade soya milk that is rich. What you do, you have about 1 cup of soya milk. That is to make like a soya single cream. But if you're gonna try this in the class, don't use 1 cup of soya milk because it's just gonna take too long. You could use less soya milk, like a 1/2 cup, just to test run it. And you pour about 40 mils, I think, about for 200 mils of milk, you pour about 40 mils of oil. Normally they use a light oil like sunflower oil, etc. But you could always use one light oil. You could use is the avocado oil. It's much lighter than the olive oil. But if not, and you want to use the olive oil, this is an olive oil. You pour it in it and you whip. So with the very same mixer, this one, like what is used here for the cake, that's what you want to use to whip this. And you get this. You see that looks really nice? This is actually the soya single cream right here in this presentation that I made. And this is a lentil flat bread or lentil pancake. This is a very, very basic recipe that we'll probably give a try later on, which is just 1 cup of red lentil, and you wash it first. If you didn't do this as yet, then you don't have to do this now. You can do this on your own. You wash it first, and then you soak it with 2 cups of water overnight, and you leave that, and then you're gonna blend it with that very same water that it is soaked in. Don't drain it off, but you blend it. So you're gonna get a nice thin consistency. And then the next day you're gonna just grease your pan. So you're not gonna deep fry or anything like that. You just grease the pan so to prevent sticking, and you pour one of this in it, and you can add salt to it, but just make the basic one, because if you want, you can add herbs to it to make it a savory pancake. And if you want, you could add honey to it to make it into a sweet pancake. All right, but just for basic plain old Jane pancake, just use just some basic salt with the water. These are 2 ingredients. Make it simple. This can be stored in the fridge for up to about 6 months. You can wrap these up with your curry. You can eat these with your breakfast. As you can see, I was having mine here with some blackberries. Yes, yeah, blueberries, and some cream. You know, you could have them as dessert kind of food. You could have them as main courses, your side bread. They're fantastic, quite versatile and quite filling. Today we may do some chickpea mayo. So if you have a can of chickpea, we will work on this one. So it's a can of chickpea. You drain it, you bring the water to a boil until it becomes really viscous, thick. It becomes really thick, right? And then you want to strain it just to make sure any little particles or so is taken out of it. And then you want to just whip that until it becomes light, aerated, and fluffy. Oh, by the way, you cool it down first. Sorry, I'm giving you a different recipe. Let me read what's on the paper. You strain it, and then you cool it down in an ice bath, or you just put it in your fridge if you want to take that risk, right? Or freezer to cool it down quickly. And you add it to a blender with 1 tablespoon of chickpea or 2 tablespoons of chickpea. You also add a tablespoon of lime or lemon juice, and you can add a piece of silken tofu to this, right? After you've blended it, you start blending first, and then you can add the tofu as one of the last ingredients. You blend it at high speed to make sure the chickpea is all nicely mashed and smooth. And then you can lower the speed of the blender. And while it is blended, you can add about 1 3/4 cups of oil. So you could use olive oil, or any oil that you use. I use mostly olive oil for these recipes. Yeah.
Question. The water that we're using is the water from the can of chickpea?
Yeah, it is the water.
That's-
So if you cook the chickpea, you use the water that you cooked the chickpea with. Now this water that you cook the chickpea with, it's called aquafaba, right?
Okay.
So aquafaba is the water from the cooked water, the water from any cooked beans, not just chickpea, but any cooked beans. However, chickpea is the most stable.
Okay.
Right.
Sundo.
And from a can of chickpeas, you get about 4 ounces of water. So if you have a can of chickpeas, we could even test run that tonight. We do a thing called aquafaba whipped cream. So you literally just whip it, but it's gonna take about 10-15 minutes of whipping, and it's gonna become like whipped cream. It's gonna start looking like this, where it forms. When it forms soft peaks, then you know it's ready. That's what the 4 ounces of water is gonna look like. I know that aquafaba water we use, it can be used in butters, can be used in creams, can be used in cheese, can be used in a whole lot of things. That chickpea water. There is a whole presentation we normally do in other courses on aquafaba. The water, it has some minerals and some nutrients in it, but it's not like overly nutrient dense or anything like that. But it's a way of just getting, using up everything and getting a little bit of some bean minerals in your diet.
Question. Now, usually I soak chickpeas and then I boil it. So, you mean if the water which I used for soaking, that can be used again?
No, not that water, but that water can also be used for something else. But this is not what I'm not talking about. The water that is used for soaking. When you cook it, the water that it is cooked in.
Yes.
That water, is the it's called aquafaba. You strain it off and you keep this water. Don't throw it away, which is what we normally do. It has some good nutrients in it, and it has some good quality that can used to make whipped cream.
Okay, sure.
So low fat soya. This is what we're gonna make. So if you have a packet of soya cream, a packet of tofu, we will make it. So you have 1 part tofu to 1/4 part water, and you're just gonna blend it until it is smooth. And you could use a silken tofu, but you can use the rough tofu, because I oftentimes use the rough tofu. But this is the consistency that you're getting. You see that?
Yeah.
Right. So this is your low fat cream. So 1 packet of tofu to a 1/4 cup of water. And you don't need to use a whole packet. You could just use a little cut just to, well, it depends on how large your blender is, isn't it? If you have a bullet, then that's good, because you could just put a little piece in the cup with a little bit of water and it's all good. But when you have a big old Vitamix, you put a little piece of tofu in it, it never gets blended because it sits under the plate.
That's my trouble.
Right. So, yeah.
I'm thinking I can't do all these stuff. I don't know where to put them. I'm alone in the house.
That's fine.
Nobody
Don't do everything, but the recipe book is there.
Okay.
Right. And we're going through it now. And
is this the book you're going through right now?
No, this is my PowerPoint, which I can share with the class anyway. But
Okay.
you have the book. You have the book with everything there. Onion
No,
cash
I did not get the book, by the way.
No, I don't have the
I
book.
checked my email.
have
I
it.
don't have the book.
I have the workbook.
Anybody at all got their book?
No.
No, I don't get mine as yet. I don't know.
I don't know what happened. Then I'm gonna have to go back, and because it didn't bounce back. All right, so I'll go back and send again. This time I'll copy myself in to see if it comes to me. But I sent it by email.
Where did you?
The emails that you posted in the classroom.
Yeah.
I didn't check. Sorry, I didn't check.
I checked it, but
I got to. Davina, I got mine.
You got yours?
Yes.
All right, check again. Maybe it's gone to spam.
Yeah, Davina. Yes, Davina, I got mine.
You got yours. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Those who didn't receive it, check if it is gone to spam. Otherwise, I'll send again. I'll send it again. All right. Onion cashew cream. This one we use it in our soups. We use it as a dip. We use it as in sauces. It's amazing. And if you have like your chips, and stuff like that, onion rings go beautifully with it. With your onion soup as well. Amazing one. That's onion cashew cream. You'll never believe. 3 onions cut in half. Steam for 10 minutes or until they're translucent, and blend them on high speed with oil, and you will get this right here. Look at this. You see that?
Okay.
You never believe that is your piece of old onion.
Never.
All right, soya milk. We're gonna go right now into the kitchen to make some soya milk. So I'm gonna share, let me see if there's anything more. Okay, yogurt, we're not doing yogurt today. We're not doing cheese today, okay. So I'm gonna just share a little video, not my video, but from YouTube. And then we're gonna go in our milks in the kitchen. Let me get the sound. Where is the sound? Recording. Share. Let me see if there's anything more. Okay, yogurt.
Hi guys, today I'm going to show you
hearing
how to
anything?
soy milk at home with just soybeans and water. You can flavor it
So
with your
I'm
own
gonna
choice of
just
sweetener
show
or
the
use
hearing.
this plain soy milk to make other things like your own
And
tofu
then
or
we're gonna
cultured
put
cheese.
in our
Keep in mind that
milk
this
in
soy
the
milk
kitchen.
tastes very different from most commercial
Let me
brands,
get
which usually
some.
have a dozen ingredients or more. But this is so super easy and cheap to make. I hope you'll try it. To
Anybody
start,
hearing
soak a
me?
cup of
Hearing
dry
the
soybeans in
video?
fresh water for a day or two.
Yeah.
You can use these in
Yes.
supermarkets where
Yes.
dry beans are
See
sold.
if there's anything more.
I just soaked
Okay,
these for
yogurt.
one
Hi,
day.
guys.
A
Yogurt.
little
Okay,
bit
hearing
of top
anything?
is okay
Yeah,
and totally
just
normal.
soybeans
And just drain the beans. You can flavor it
So
with
I'm
your
gonna
own
put
choice
both
like this.
the hearing.
Add some fresh water and now we'll remove the skins. All you need to do is reach in and rub the beans between your fingers. This is a quick and dirty method. You want to get most of the skins off, but don't worry if there's some left in. Picking them out is tedious though, so to make it easier, I add more water, mix the beans around, and kind of skim the top as the beans are heavier and will sink to the bottom. Just repeat this a few times. I just soaked these with the skins. Just throw them out or add them to your compost. Just drain the beans. Flavor it with your own choice of sweetener or use. Add some fresh water and now we'll remove the skins. All you need to do is reach in and rub the beans between your fingers. This is a quick and dirty method. You want to get most
Yeah,
of the skins off,
hold on, let
don't
me
worry
see.
if there's
I
some left
think the
in.
YouTube is
It's
too.
tedious though, so to make
Wow,
it
okay.
easier, add more water, mix
Let
the beans
me
around.
get that off. So YouTube was still playing in the background.
Oh, this paper is too big. Oh, you don't find oh.
Drain the beans again and add them to the blender.
All
My
right, so
1
I'll
cup
start
of
back
dry
from.
in your fingers this for one day. A little foam on top in markets where dry beans are sold. I just soaked these for one day. A little foam on top is okay and totally normal. Just drain the beans, then put them in a bowl like this. Add some fresh water and now we'll remove the skins. All you need to do is reach in and rub the beans between your fingers. This is a quick and dirty method. You want to get most of the skins off, but don't worry if there's some left in. Picking them out is tedious though, so to make it easier, I add more water, mix the beans around, and kind of skim the top as the beans are heavier and will sink to the bottom. Just repeat this a few times. With the skins, just throw them out or add them to your compost. Now drain the beans again and add them to the blender. My 1 cup of dry beans turned into 3 cups once rehydrated, so I worked in 2 batches. This is 1/2 of the batch. To that I added about 2.5 cups of water, so that makes about 5 cups total. Now get your nut milk bag and strain the milk out. If you don't have a nut milk bag, a jelly bag will also work. Or use a few layers of cheesecloth over top of a sieve or a colander. I don't have either of those things, so I can't show you, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Squeeze the bag or cheesecloth gently, but firmly to get all the milk out. The leftovers are known as okara. This is full of protein, fiber, and other nutrients, so you can actually use this in other recipes for a bit of a boost. I found lots of ideas on Google, but let me know if you want to see a specific recipe on this from me. Now the raw soy milk needs to be boiled to get rid of that planty plant taste. Bring the soy milk to a boil on high in a large pot. Stir it constantly so the milk doesn't start to form a skin on the bottom. Let it boil for a couple minutes, but keep stirring to keep it from sticking to the bottom and also to keep it from boiling over. After a couple minutes of this, turn the heat to medium or medium-low. At this point, you can let it simmer for 10 minutes or more, up to a couple hours. Taste it now, though. It will be a bit beany and a little bit bitter. The longer you cook it, the more the proteins will break down and the beany and bitter flavor will get less and less. It will start to smell a little bit on the sweet side. You will want to keep an eye on it so it doesn't bubble over. During this process, a skin will form on the top. That's known as yuba. You can stir it back in and it will dissolve, though some people skim it off and use it for other stuff like Chinese soups or dim sum. I let this batch simmer for about a half hour. Finally, it's ready. Taste it and add a sweetener if you like. I love it hot, especially on a cool autumn day like today, and with maple syrup, which is probably my favorite tasting sweetener. Showing my Canadian pride again.
All right, so your chickpeas, you will skin them just the same way if you're going to use the chickpeas. The white bean, you don't get much from it, but you can, if you get, you can take them off as well. There are many ways. Some people remove the skins, some people don't. I go for the fastest method if I need it, which is going without removing the skin. Only if I'm in a jam and I need it really quickly, I blend everything. You have some people, when they're making their soy milk, they boil the beans. So you see, in your recipe book and how we do it on the course, we blend the beans raw and then we strain it and then we boil the beans. But you have some people, they boil the beans before blending it, and it still works as a milk. So, you know, just to say that there's hardly a wrong way of doing it, right? So if you don't get it if you don't do it exactly how we're saying, it doesn't mean that you're off track. Not at all, you are not. So now you want to grab your beans. So white bean milk takes way more water than soya bean milk, right? It takes 10 times more water than soya bean milk. It's way more fibrous, and you will find that as you boil it, it becomes really thicker. It could even look like porridge on you. But the white bean actually makes a good tofu. All right. Now,
Question, Davina. Did you turn on the video? YouTube, by the way? YouTube, you stopped actual recording?
no, it is still live.
It's
But-
live? Okay.
Yeah, it is still going live. But just that on my computer. So once you go live on YouTube, I normally click the button, turn it off, like it's not playing on my computer.
Okay.
So what had happened is that it was still playing on my computer. That's why we were getting the echo in the feedback.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, so now I need to see you in your kitchens. I need your cameras on. We've got an hour, and we are gonna make 1 bean milk, 1 nut milk, 1 cream. All right, we're gonna make 1 cream. That's like 1 basic cream, so it either be from the almond nut or the cashew. And we're gonna make a sweet cream. And we're gonna make 1 mayo today.
All that in an hour?
All that in an hour. So let's get in the kitchen.
All these skins on the soya bean taking a while to come off.
Blend them with the beans and then we strain it.
Okay.
Yeah. But the soya beans though, we're just gonna start the process tonight. We're gonna leave when the class finish, you will probably still be boiling that because we want you to boil it a little bit longish so it can get out the bean milk. We can get out the bean flavor out of it, you know, that really beany taste. But
How long it has to boil for?
so I would say boil it for about an hour.
Oh gosh, I'm going to bed.
You want to boil it in the morning?
Yes.
All right, so I will post that very same video in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, and you do the soybean then in the morning. Let's get your nut that you have soaking.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever bean milk it is, you boil it in the morning because it will take attention, and don't boil it for less than an hour.
All right.
Yeah, and once it starts boiling up, starts
You have to-
bubbling,
Yeah.
then you make sure you lower the flame. Once it starts bubbling up, lower the flame.
You have to
stir
stay
it.
with it.
Yeah, stay over it basically. Don't make it stick at the bottom because then it's like you have all the protein, the sediments fall to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the bean milk, you're gonna do a little addition to the bean milk. So what I did, I soaked my bean milk with 1 whole lime.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I'm soaking it, I have a whole lime in it soaking. But if you didn't soak it with a lime, when you're boiling it, just take 1 piece of skin off, like use a lemon zester,
Yeah.
or a knife, and peel a little piece of the skin. You don't want it too big because you're not trying to curdle the milk, because too big will definitely curdle the milk. I've learned that by mistake. All right, but if it curdled, don't throw it away. We will use it to make cheese or tofu or milk or butter. All right, so if it curdles on you, do not throw away anything whatsoever.
Okay.
All
Good to
right?
know.
Yeah, so what you do is just a small piece of skin
Of a lemon, right?
Yeah, of the lemon or lime or really any citrus. Don't get the white part. Try and do it as thin as possible, not to get the white part, because the white part will make it bitter. And you boil the milk with that piece in it, and it will help to also reduce that beany flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and definitely the white bean, you have to do that one for the white bean. But as I say, if you put too big a piece in it and the milk curdles, do not throw it away. We're gonna either make butter with that, or we're gonna make cheese, or we turn it into tofu, or there's so much things that we can do with that. That's all the fat and the protein from the cheese, and we not from the cheese, sorry, from the milk. And it's
So
good stuff.
So I can just wash my beans, my soybeans, and just leave them in the fridge overnight till I'm ready to blend them tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so in that case now, since you're gonna do them tomorrow, remove the skin, but don't throw away the skin. We're gonna keep them for all the skin and all the husk. We're gonna keep for either we're gonna make pancake with them or burger, or we're gonna make something with them. We're not gonna throw them away. So just grab all the skins, skins, husk, everything, throw them in 1 plastic bag, tie them up nicely, put them in the fridge.
Okay, we don't waste nothing, eh?
Not a thing.
Good to know.
Yep. All right, so now we're gonna go quickly to one of the milks. So we're gonna go with if you have your almond or your cashew, soak, drain the waters off now. If it is almond, you need to remove the skin, add the skin to the rest of husk that you're saving, don't throw it away.
Okay.
But as I say, some people do blend. No, I don't know if I had said this, but actually some people make their milk by blending the skin, the whole nut. The almond, they blend the whole thing and then they strain it afterwards. And the milk looks fine nonetheless anyway. So you can do that in the interest of time, but I normally take the skin off. But none of the ways are wrong, all right? There is no wrong way about it here. So you blend it. You want to just don't blend all of your milk in one go, all of your seeds, your nuts in one go. Use 1 cup. Take out 1 soaked cup. So normally, how much almonds, who is using almonds? And tell me how much you have soaked.
I soaked a cup.
You soaked a cup. Okay, yeah, use your cup then.
I soaked a cup of cashew.
Okay, just 1 cup of cashew you soak.
Yes.
Is it the same person that just said they soaked the almond?
No,
No.
this is Deidre speaking.
Okay, so all you soaked was just the cashew.
Yes, I should
So,
soak some.
all right, we use only a part of it then. Use only half of that for the, use
I have
only half for the milk.
So I had cashew on the stove when we started boil.
Okay, yeah, so you can drain that now. But you don't want to use it. We're gonna make the milk now. So if you have your almond, we will make the almond milk. So what I want you to do, get the almonds and put them in the blender. Wait,
Taking the skins off.
if
as
you're
much
using
as-
1 cup of, if you soak only 1 cup of almond, then
Mhm.
use 1 cup of water. And we're
Okay.
gonna blend that. I need to be seeing cameras on. The only camera that needs to be off here is mine because I'm sitting around my table. Excellent. I need to see the workstation. So position your cameras on the workstations.
Cameras
Love it.
are
Well, I don't have the almond, I only have chickpeas.
You only have the chickpeas. All right, skin your chickpeas and that's fine. You can make your start your chickpeas milk in the background while the others do their nut milk.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody did any sunflower seed or pumpkin seed or any seeds?
I have them, but I didn't soak. I didn't know that I should soak.
Okay, no, you don't have to. You don't have to. So the sunflower seed would be the same like the cashew. When you make the milk, there is nothing to strain. It's just smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have
Away
the
how you go ahead. Oh. Let me see if I can make it into my kitchen.
I don't know how to get this camera. Okay, stay there, son.
So if you have only 1 cup, of nut, I want you to firstly blend it with 1 cup of water.
I'm trying to take the skins off.
Okay, yeah, they're a little bit of a pain, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably why some people just
I wish I had known this before. Knowing how to prep.
Okay, you could have done it ahead.
Yeah.
That's actually in the book. It's listed in the book.
Oh, I don't have it.
Okay, all right. You didn't get it. Who didn't get it? Send me your emails again, because maybe I sent it to a wrong email address or something. Who did not get it? Just send me the email addresses again tonight. And before I go to bed, I will try, but I'm not promising that I'm gonna send it tonight, but I will definitely send it by tomorrow morning. But firstly, check your spam. Oh, let's check your spam first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just checked though. May not get all of them.
So we are doing a basic. I'm doing a basic cashew milk. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, that's the one you're doing. So 1 cup to 1 cup. 1 to 1, a ratio of 1 to 1, and you're gonna see how nice and thick and creamy it is.
Okay. I shouldn't use the half again. Just use the whole cup of cashew, 1 cup. Because I
Oh,
have
if you, yeah. What you're not gonna do the sweet cream with the cashew. But you have a tofu?
yes, I do. And I have
Okay.
chickpeas. I soak the chickpeas and I'm mung bean soaked. But
Ooh.
I couldn't find the almond. I have, but I couldn't find it, and I was
Oh,
busy.
okay. Yeah. So make your cream. Make your cream, and then that cream you're gonna take a picture. By the way, I hope you have a little station ready for taking your pictures. And some nice presentation jars.
Okay.
That I didn't know to set up before last minute.
What, to have your pictures?
Yeah, I don't have to take picture on the way.
Yes, a part of the course. We have to take pictures of what we make and post in the classroom. So maybe you missed that bit on orientation day plus yesterday. Whatever we do, we have to send pictures. It's much easier now. The students before had to send their recipes. No, we don't have to send our recipes. We just need to update our recipe workbook, because the recipe workbook comes with a recipe worksheet.
Yeah.
That
Is
you
the
can
picture
use
at the final product or the process?
No, man, just the final product. If you want to take the
Okay.
process, you can take that for yourself.
Yeah.
But just the final product. You can take the process for yourself if you think you might need to go back over it, but final product is good enough. We need to have evidence that you actually did it.
You don't have a cameraman, so.
Oh, wonderful. Look at that.
Don't have one. So you can't just rethink.
All right. So I have half cup of cashew soaking here, which I'm going to use to make the sweet cream for you now so you could see. Priscilla, I want you to double check. I can't believe I had your email address in both groups, and I'm sure.
But I don't have it. I just checked again, twice I checked. I don't have it.
Yeah?
I checked spam
All right,
also.
then, no problem.
Yeah, I checked spam also. I don't know how I missed it. I don't have it.
All right. So here I've got my half a cup of cashew nuts soaked since this morning with hot water. Don't know how this is gonna work in this Vitamix. There's a little bit of cashew fruit in Vitamix. And I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of sweetener in mine as I blend it.
So question, Davina.
Yes, there.
The chickpea milk is the same process as the
Yes.
soybean?
Soya.
As the soy?
As the
Okay.
soya, yeah.
So you have to boil them both.
Afterwards, yeah. Afterwards, you have to boil them all.
Okay.
The soya, you have to boil all the bean milks to get out the bean flavor. You can actually also make the milk from the chickpea flour.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so many ways of doing this art.
So you know, watch her make the cream. Davina, I don't know. She show it. She had to do the demonstration. Davina is doing the demonstration now. You don't want to see. Why not, Ricardo? Davina is doing a cream. She's doing the demonstration. So let me do. Davina is doing the cream now. So you can watch that.
Okay, I have my cream ready for anybody who wants to see me pour. Let me see now, which view are you getting? I'm pouring it through the strainer, even though it's nice and smooth and velvety. All right, so make sure you blend it. Once it's a cashew, make sure you blend it long enough, yeah, to get it all particles completely blended out. right, so and this goes nicely in your porridges, by the way.
Really?
Yes. And your pastas, use this to make nice sauces for your main meals. Amazing stuff. Uh-oh. Okay. You pour it in the. Look at that. You see it pouring?
Yes.
Nice.
You're
and
in Jamaica, Davina, so you have dog barking, eh?
Yes, man.
I was wondering, how
security
you
of
these
the
cups
door.
sold.
Yes, so this is lovely. You can add a tip of salt to help to preserve this. And obviously as a cream, it will also enhance the flavor. Other thing that you can do is when you're blending it, you can add a little, as I said, a tablespoon of oil to it in the blending process, and it will also help it. And this can make yourself a nice warm drink as well, if you wanted to make one. Now, you want to
I
know?
would be good for sauce. It would be good.
Yes.
In a hot,
I mean, yeah, even if you wanted to drink it, when you blend it in, it will just come together. Now, if you want to make this now into a milkier consistency, clearly you just need to add another cup to that very same mixture. What you would need is to let's say to 1 cup of nut, you add 2 cups of water for a milk, and they will be beautiful. Now you will find most recipes on the internet will tell you 2.5 cups of water or even 3 cups of water. You could do, but your milk is gonna be really long. Yeah, so a really nice creamy milk is 2 cups of water. That's what we teach at the class here.
2 to 1.
Yes, 2 to 1. And you will see the very same thing I've just done with the cashew. You can do with the almond. The only difference is, well, as I said, some people anyway does use it with the skin on, but you will find that the color of the milk is slightly different.
I'm taking the skins off.
Okay.
That's why I'm not blending yet.
All right. Okay, and everybody up. Wow, man, this thing looks so nice. Okay, all right, no problem.
You're getting out everything. Davina? Davina? No sound. Hello?
Oh, sorry. It's me who was on mute. I did not realize that.
Yes,
Okay,
and I was
Condit.
saying something to you. No sound.
I didn't even hear that bit. I thought you were trying to show me something. Condit, yours is really, that's the thick cream.
No, I was saying to you when you're scraping out the cover that you're trying to get out everything.
Oh yeah,
Look.
I was responding to that. Yes. I didn't realize nobody heard. Yeah, Condit.
But I wasn't hearing anything.
Oh, I did answer. Yes, I was trying to get everything out. Can't let afford to let cash go to waste. Not with these prices.
Can I add
True.
water?
Yeah, so Condit,
Yes.
I want you to put a little bit of that in a little ramekin and take a picture of it. That's your thick cream. And when we're going to do yogurt, that's how you want to make it thick for the yogurt, all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then pour water and make it thinner for the milk.
Yeah, so pour water and then make it thinner for the basic cream. So that one was like what? Quarter cup of water to 1 cup.
That was 1 to 1. 1 cup of almond, 1 cup of water.
Is it? Okay. Add now 1 more cup and think that should get you to the basic cream. And maybe you need to add more for the milk. So add 1 cup and let's see what you get. Yeah, Cassandra, you know how these milks, these nuts are,
Yes.
how valuable they are. Can't let the blender get any at all.
No.
Deirdre, how are you with your cream or milk? Hazel, anyone else with their cream or milk?
I did the milk. I took some videos, so I'll send it to the WhatsApp.
Oh, lovely. Conda, that looks good. Conda, okay, so Conda, that's the cream. That's now your basic cream, right? And you add another cup of water, you will now get milk. Take a picture though, basic cream, put some in a little jar or something, and take a picture of it, of the basic cream.
Everything.
Basic cream. Basic cream. Okay.
Oh, this is my cashew.
Like use a spoon, let me see.
Sorry, not cashew, Brazil. Sorry,
Which one?
Brazil.
Brazil. Did you say Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So let's use a spoon and let me see the consistency and tell me what ratio you have just used.
Oh, I just use half because I forgot to soak the nuts, so I just use half Brazil that I boiled for 10 minutes, and then I did half cup of water, but then I added more water as I went along. I added another 2 ounces.
Okay, so what you have there, milk or cream?
It's kind of like in the middle.
So I can't see it very well. Let me see. You see the spoon. I don't know where you've disappeared to on my screen, Kim. I'm
Hold
seeing
on,
on
let
your
me see.
profile picture thing.
Okay.
Okay, I can see you now.
Right. Let me get a spoon.
Okay, that looks like cream.
Yes.
So it's, let me get the angle.
No, it's a cream. It's like a single cream consistency.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you put more water and make the milk.
Yeah, you would need to put more water to make a milk. Try it again. Let me see.
Okay, hold on. Oh man.
I forgot my phone was dying, so my phone died on you.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Can you see
Tell me
my
when
milk?
you're ready.
Can you see that?
That's actually milky. It's just a creamy milk.
So this is milk. I did add another cup of water, 2 cups. After I took out.
2 cups to 1 nut to 1 cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's milk.
That's milk now. Okay.
It's a nice creamy milk. Okay. So excellent. So what you have to do now with your worksheet, your recipe book, you write down what you have done. So you will remember for next time, because I'm telling you, guaranteed. Students have done this course and I've had so many times they come back, can you tell me how to do the cheese again? Can you remind me how to do this again? And that's why we created the workbook and we created the worksheet. So you can just make notes and while you're going along. So like after you finish your class, you get your worksheet and you write down exactly what you did that gave you your outcome. So next time you're able to replicate your own recipe, or you can share it with someone with confidence to know that you're sharing the correct thing and not something you're trying to pop out of your 20-year-old memory.
So there's no need to strain the almond then?
You can't. The almond, yes, you need to strain the almond.
Okay. Oh, I haven't strained it yet.
The almond needs to be strained, yeah, with a cheesecloth.
Okay.
And maybe the same for the Brazil. I'm not sure, but I believe based from the consistency that I can see, it might be worth it straining the Brazil as well.
Then what do I do with this the chickpeas now? I finished cleaning it. I need to boil or blend?
Blend. So you want to blend your 1 cup of chickpea. Is it 1 cup you had?
No, I have like 1.5.
A cup and a half?
2.
No, how much did you actually put to soak?
It's like about, I put 2 on like 3/4.
Okay, so you put almost 3 cups.
Almost
Use only
3,
some of that. Use
Yeah.
only half of that mixture right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna get milk to last the whole week. Like a 5-liter bottle or more.
Savina, here's I'm on my laptop. Here's the milk.
Hold on, I'm seeing Cassandra on my screen. Give me a moment. It looks good. It looks good. That's milk.
Okay, good. So just strain it.
I'm not seeing it.
Strain. Normally we strain almond milk. So I know it's a little bit that you have.
Nice.
It looks nice. It doesn't look like it needs
Good,
straining.
yes.
But maybe when you drink it, you may find the sediments at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that is the Brazilian nut, right?
This is the Brazil.
Oh, is that the Brazil? I
It
thought
should
that was
taste
almond.
nice too.
No, this is the Brazil.
Oh, okay, it doesn't look like it needed straining, then that's fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I like
so
it.
you can keep a little salt in it.
Mm-hmm.
And And yeah, salt to help it to preserve.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you want your milk to last for more than 2 to 4 days, then add a little oil to it, and but you blend it. You have to blend it with the oil in it so it gets nicely incorporated.
Okay, perfect.
And sterilized bottles.
Okay.
Okay, I did 1.5 there. I did 1.5. So 1.5 water.
No, you mean the bean?
Yes, different. Yeah.
Right, so normally we'd use 1 cup to about 2.5 cups of water, or about 2 cups of water to start, and then we would add more water. So if you do 1.5, add the 2.5 cups of water to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much oil would you add?
About 2 tablespoons, 1 to 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Of cold compressed. All right, who wanted to make the onion cream? Who had anything else prepped for cream? What did you have? What else? Oh, your tofu. Oh, we're not doing the onion cream tonight because I didn't put that out. That's next week. But the tofu, the low fat cream, who have their tofu ready in their blender. 1-to-1. That is also a 1-to-1. Just water, pure water, spring water, or something like that. And remember, the husk does not get thrown away. It's so used, can use to make fish cakes. Oh, I'm telling you the amount of things we can make with this. What is this gonna be? I forgot. You don't need to use butter water. It's gonna be boiled.
Sister Devine,
Yeah?
I'm doing the chickpeas now. What should I do with it?
So put it in the blender. I've just put mine in. I've just added 3 cups of water to 1 cup of chickpeas.
Okay. So I should blend it and then put it on the fire?
No, we're not gonna cook them tonight, but we're gonna blend them tonight and strain them and then put them on the fire tomorrow morning.
Okay, and then I do the tofu.
No, we don't have tofu on this lesson. It's milk.
Oh, it's milk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now. Thanks.
Okay.
I have mung bean that began to sprout a little bit. Should I? And I have black bean as well. Should I do the black bean?
Sorry, somebody was just talking?
I have
my
mung.
blender on.
I have mung bean that is already began to sprout, and I have black bean that I soaked. Should I do some black bean?
Wonderful that the mung bean is sprouting.
Already. It doesn't take long at all.
No. So when we do our next lesson, which will be salads, you will have some beans to go in it, some sprouted beans. So you can save some of that, and then we can also use some to make milk.
Okay, so which you want to use, the mung bean or the black bean?
You could use leave the sprouts and use the black bean.
Okay, so it's going to be 1 to 2, one cup of bean, 2 cup water.
Use 1 to 3 to start.
Oh, all right, good. Let me go.
Mm-hmm.
Davina.
Do I blend with warm water, Davina?
What a mess is in my kitchen.
Davina.
She stepped away.
Oh. All right, I want enough to blend with warm water.
You're not blending it with warm water, you're blending it with normal water.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, normal water from the top. You're blending it with, because remember it's gonna be cooked.
Okay, what about the Brazil milk? Should I have done it with warm or just regular water?
Regular water is fine.
Okay, good.
Once it is soaked, it's any water after that is good.
Okay, so it's only the coconut milk that you do with the warm water. Did I?
The coconut cream.
Coconut cream. All right, good.
Yeah. And I hope everybody has some cheesecloth or nut milk bag.
Yeah, just make a mess.
Okay.
Turn the camera on. Sit.
So I let me get myself on the screen here. I'm about to strain my.
Can you see my milk?
Oh, talk.
Huh?
Speak.
No, I said, can you see my milk?
It looks good.
Okay.
Which milk is that one?
Almond.
Looks good. What you think about it?
Fine.
I love the bottle. Have you sweetened it?
No, I just add salt and oil.
Okay. You could have sweetened it if you want, yeah? Just to let you know.
Yeah.
That looks good.
So whatever is left, you could dry that as well as and make a powder, a flour or something, right?
Yes, you could make flour with it. And we're gonna just put them and make cookies.
What do you suggest I do with this now, the refuse?
We just put them in a plastic bag and put them in the fridge. We're gonna use them, not tonight, but we're gonna give their recipes in the book that can use them. They're called okara cookies.
Okay.
So all your residues you can combine together. The ones from the nut, the ones from the bean, all of them. We can make cookies, we can make meatballs, we can make loaf, we can make burgers, sausages. So if you don't have a nut milk bag, I'm just using my cheesecloth here.
Put them in the freezer or the fridge?
What, the milk?
No, the skins and
you mean the okara?
Yeah.
You could put them in the freezer for Friday. When we're gonna use them, we can use them in the loaf on Friday. But if you wanna use them in a cookie, the recipe is in the book that you could do tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm gonna, no, I'll keep them till Friday.
All right then. But not only that, but if you put them in your cheesecloth and really squeeze them and put them in something tight, and maybe even if you had some lemon with it, it could actually form a nice meat.
Oh.
But you would need to leave it for a few days to really dry out and firm up. So you can chuck them in the freezer. Even in the fridge, they will be fine for Friday.
So it doesn't matter that the skins are like whole and everything else is kind of powdery?
No, it doesn't matter for the loaf. Definitely not.
Okay.
That's my soya milk I'm not soya, but my chickpea milk I'm squeezing. The chickpea husk makes a good, excellent piece of tofu. It's not tofu, but I don't have a name for it. So I call it tofu as well. It's your own meat-free meat. This is like milking the chickpea cow.
I didn't get much from the almond. I guess once the skins are off. After it goes through the bag.
That's good.
I guess the Vitamix do a job on it.
This can go in so much things. It's beautiful. You can make omelette with it. You can make
So did
base.
you cook? Was the chickpea cooked first?
No, chickpea not cooked as yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
No, we blend and we strain and we cook tomorrow.
Tomorrow in the class or on your own?
No, on your own. But I've sent the video, and then you check in the group anytime if you need support. Pick the phone up. You know, but we in the group in your own tomorrow. You boil it, because if you start boiling now, you're gonna be boiling for about an hour minimum to get the beany flavor out of it, and you're gonna be up too late.
Yeah. That'll be 10 o'clock.
Exactly. My favorite husk is from the chickpea. Oops.
So do you get the aquafaba from the raw chickpea?
No, the aquafaba is from the cooked chickpea. When you cook chickpea itself, so like the tin of chickpea, you know, the water that the chickpea is in the tin?
Yes, yes. I need a pretty glass. I need a big kitchen home.
Okay, depending on how long I'm boiling the black bean for. Black bean milk.
Hello, Davina. Davina. Hello.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. My battery on my phone went dead. So I was talking, but didn't realize no one was hearing me.
Nope.
Now, Kim, you were asking
Yes.
how long to boil the black beans for. Tomorrow, you can boil it for about an hour, anywhere between an hour to 2 hours tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
Don't boil
All
it tonight. Yeah.
Perfect. No problem.
All right.
Okay, and I was asking, now that I'm finished with that chickpeas, strain it and everything, use a cheesecloth, what do I do then?
Right, so you put up the okara, that's the husk, you put that up, and then the milk, we put it up in the fridge and we boil them tomorrow for about an hour to 2 hours. You boil them big, start out on rapid boil. As soon as it gets boiling up on rapid temperature, rapidly boiling, then you lower the flame and just leave it to slowly boil for about an hour to 2 hours. And you keep stirring it so it doesn't stick at the bottom or at this or burn at the sides. You will see like a skim forming on the top that is called uba. That you can use it. It is actually sold by itself like that in some countries, right? What you do, you just mix it to get it back in, or you can skim it off. But that's a lot of the protein and the fat you're actually getting off if you take it off. So you just mix it back in. And you just keep stirring, low heat. After about 1 to 2 hours, it will get rid of the beany flavor and the sweetness will start developing in the milk. And then you can turn your milk off, cool it down. You can sweeten it. You can put, you add a little salt, always add a little bit of salt to it, right? And obviously, if you want to add a little bit of oil to it as well, especially if you do make a lot, I would say add a little bit of oil to it. You sweeten it. If you want to sweeten it, you can sweeten it with a little honey or agave and a little essence like vanilla extract or your fresh vanilla pods or your bay leaf. In fact, when you're boiling it close to the end, if you want to add the bay leaf flavor, you could add a bay leaf to it or a green cardamom or black cardamom to just get a little bit of the flavor to be extracted right close to the end of boiling. And then you bottle your milk and you use your milk like you would use anybody else's milk.
Do I need to add a little more, add water again that I'm going to boil it?
Oh, yes, because it will thicken. As you boil it, you will see it thicken. So you will need to add water. You can add them at a cup at a time. You will see you probably get to about another 3 cups of water, but no more than that to a cup. No more than another. If you started out with 3 cups here, no more than another 2, maximum 2.5 cups.
Oh, okay.
But then if you see it looking too thick when it's boiling for a long time, then obviously maybe you can add a little bit more, but you want to keep it a milk consistency. When you look at it, you will see the desired effect of milk.
Okay.
Can you see my picture, Davina?
Wow, beautiful.
Wow, that was very good.
Yes.
That's my milk.
Nice.
What? Beautiful. Take pictures. Boy, you make me feel hungry.
Wow. and the little one is the cream.
Wow, it looks good.
Real beautiful.
Wonderful.
Nice and creamy.
Excellent.
I try. Follow your instructions.
Wonderful. You've done well.
But how do I get the cream out of this one?
Out of which one?
Out of the chickpeas. You got cream from it too?
No, you're not gonna. It's done different. We have to make the milk first, and then after that we will make the cream. Like I told you how to make the soya single cream just now.
Yeah.
The soya single cream is if you have a box of soya milk that you bought at the store, as long as it is a high protein content milk, you will take like a cup, and to a cup of milk you would whip in about 40 mils of oil, or sometimes it could be even more. You whip it in until it starts becoming like a single cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But the tofu, quickly now before we close, let's grab 1 tub of tofu. So I teach you one milk with the tofu. We are 8 o'clock now, so we're supposed to finish. But the next 5 minutes, give me 5 more minutes of your time. Grab your 1 tub of tofu. You could cut it in half if you want, or just grab the tub, throw it in your blender with 1 cup of water. And you're gonna blend that. That's gonna give you your single cream. That's gonna give you your low-fat cream. Sorry, not your single, but your low-fat cream. And then when you have the low-fat cream, you can turn that into mayonnaise. You can turn that into sweet cream. You can turn that into sour cream. You can turn that even into double cream. But let's grab that quickly. Grab your tofu, grab your tofu, grab your tofu quickly. Anybody doing that one?
Any tofu or just silken tofu is okay?
Anyone is good. Normally we use silken tofu for that kind of purpose, but I use anyone.
All right, Sister Devine.
Yeah.
All right, so it's half of tofu or the whole tofu?
You can use half.
So
yeah, so half cup
1
of
cup
water.
of water. For 1 cup of water?
So half cup of water.
Half cup of water. Okay, thanks. All right, this recipe is in the book. The
They're
book.
already, yeah. All the creams are in the book.
Okay.
Anybody else grabbing your tofu quickly?
Half cup of water and then what?
So 1 to 1, 1 part. Blend. Throw in the blender, blend until nice and smooth. For those who use the chickpea milk, you will discover some signs.
Blended.
Okay, lovely. Now that's your basic low-fat cream. So sometimes you wonder why you would want to even make a low-fat cream. Listen, the amount of, I mean, I'm sure you know, because you're all maybe in the trying to get into the health world, so you probably have an idea. You may find you find yourself with a client one day that you have to prepare something for that cannot take any oil, that cannot take any this, that cannot take any that. When they give you the list of things in their diet that they cannot take, you wonder what is left, what you can give them besides water. This would be one of the things that you could give them, a low-fat cream. So you could make a really nice dish just the very same way with this cream, but without any sort of fat or anything like that in it. Completely low fat. Beautiful. I can't wait to cook my milk tomorrow. How is the low fat milk? How is it? How is it? Should be blended by now.
Yes, so I'm finished blending mine, Sister Divina.
Oh, I bottled mine already.
You bottled it already?
You work fast, but
Let me see.
me want a little dish.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Can you see?
Okay, all right. It looks like milk.
Yeah. It should. Maybe it's the silken tofu is too not
Oh, what was it? Firm, extra firm, medium.
Oh. It says it was soft tofu.
Oh, okay, that's why. If you had mentioned, I should have asked you that before, then we would have used less water.
Oh.
Not to worry. What I'll do in the morning, I'll do a quick little video of the mayo and send it to you. But a beautiful recipe is there in the group, not in the group, sorry, but in the book that says my favorite mayo.
Okay.
So if you look in the book for the one that says my favorite mayo, oh, it's amazing. All right, but what I'll do in the morning, I'll just do it. I'll do it and do a little video and just send to the group so you could see it. All right.
Okay, so Sister Divina, excuse me.
Go ahead.
I finished blended my tofu. So what should be added?
So let me see it. What do you get? You get it thick or is it thin?
Yeah, yes, it's thick. Let me pour it out and put the camera over it. Just a moment, please.
No problem. No problem.
This is what it looks like. It's in
that. Nice. And it's still in the blender. It looks thick. So what you gotta do now? Keep it in the blender. Use a spoon. Let me see the thickness. How thick it is.
You see the spoon?
Oh, that's thick.
It's too thick?
No, it's gorgeous.
Oh, that's nice and thick.
Oh,
Nice.
So that would that be the firm tofu?
That's
yes.
Yeah, okay. Mine was too soft.
yeah, it's because it's a silken. It's because it's a soft. That's why. Don't worry yourself. Yours could make a single cream. Or what you would need to do is just grab another piece of tofu and throw in with it to make it thicker. What you're gonna do now, Deidre, you're gonna make a little quick, you're gonna make your fastest mayonnaise right now, right? It's not the recipe that is in the book, but it's just a fast recipe.
Okay.
Have you got salt?
If I have salt?
Yeah, just put a little salt in it. Have you got the egg salt or the black salt?
No, I have pink Himalayan.
All right, just put a pinch of salt in it. And put about 1/4 cup of oil with it.
1/4 cup of oil.
Yeah. And blend again.
Okay.
And the salt, yeah. And if you have onion powder or garlic powder,
yes,
you could throw a little in. Or even if it's a fresh one, you could throw a little in. Okay. But firstly, just do with that what I just told you.
Okay. The salt.
Salt and oil. That's as basic as you can get it. Okay. Salt to taste. Salt to taste. Salt to taste.
Okay. Thank you.
Did anybody buy the black Himalayan salt? The color money?
I've never seen it. I've never seen the black salt.
Yes, I bought it.
You ordered. Okay, great. When your black salt comes and you're making your mayo, you put a teaspoon of black salt in it. Or, I mean, the recipes there will tell you how much black salt, but be sure to put the black salt in. And then you're going to be like, what is this?
So it has to be black salt, Davina?
Yes, ma'am. You use the black salt as well as some sea salt, but to get the effect I'm talking about, that's gonna make you go, what? It's gotta be the black salt.
Oh, no, this is what I
So
got.
it's a black sea salt.
No, not the black sea salt. Let me see. No, is it black? That's black, right?
Yes.
No, that's not the one I'm talking.
What do you wanted?
That's black sea salt, I think that's probably called. I'm talking about.
It's called pure Himalayan black salt.
Oh, it should have like a reddish brown color.
Okay. No, this is black. See?
Black like charcoal.
Yes, it's black.
No, that's a created
brown
salt.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a created salt that some fancy chef put together with charcoal. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not what you want.
Not it. Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna show you. I don't have the packaging anymore, but I'm gonna show you what the color of the black salt. Let me use a white spoon. Are you seeing that?
That looks like pink salt.
But it is brown.
Can you show it again?
It's still there.
It looks just like my pink salt too.
Okay, but it's dark. It's called black salt. Kalamanak. You're gonna be searching for. When you smell it, it doesn't smell like your pink salt. This is actually black Himalayan salt. It smells like egg, like sulfur. And we call it egg salt. You could even search for egg salt or black Indian salt or kalamana is the scientific name. So it's not the same pink as the pink salt. So look, pink salt in the plastic bag and the black salt, you see that?
Oh yeah, I see the difference.
That's what mine says. It says Kalanamak.
It says
L-A-N-A.
Smell it. How does it smell?
Oh, I gotta smell. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna check.
Or just taste a little bit. One salt grain. Just taste 1 grain.
Okay.
On the tip of your tongue and rub it at the roof of your mouth. 1 salt grain only.
Can I even say what it tastes like? It tastes like eggs.
That's the right salt.
Yeah, it's like eggs.
Yeah, that's the egg salt.
Okay.
Well, excellent, excellent, excellent. No, you need to get pink salt different. Because this salt, you don't use this salt for every dish, all right? This is not your everyday salt. This is your egg replacement salt.
Oh,
thank you.
Interesting.
So like your mayo, it calls for the sea salt. So it doesn't taste as salt as when you use it, it doesn't give you a salty flavor like the flavor that you're used to. But you use it along with sea salt or pink salt. But I prefer using it along with sea salt. And I'm telling you, it just like blow you.
It tastes like something that you would want to taste like in a potato salad.
Exactly. Or your mayonnaise. Or your scrambled egg. Or your boiled eggs, which we're going to teach you, by the way. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to try and fit it in. Boiled eggs on this course. Boiled vegan eggs. Or maybe scrambled. Or no, not scrambled. Everybody know how to do scrambled egg. Your fried egg. But if you get your mold, we could do the boiled egg. So I could send a link for the mold and we could try and fit that in the last 4 weeks. In the fourth week of the course, we could try and get do some boiled egg and then do like a salad niçoise.
Okay.
Yeah, so remind me, if I don't send you the link by tomorrow, ask for the group, ask for the link for the egg mold in the class. So I'll send you the link. Yeah, that we used to make the egg mold, the boiled egg mold, and we make some amazing boiled egg. Oh, I'm telling you, nobody knows they're not real.
Oh, I need to know that because egg is I love eggs.
All right, everyone.
Before you go, Divina, I have lentil soaked, chickpea
for
soaked.
sprouting.
No. What's for sprouting? The lentils?
The lentils. We did say to soak lentils or
red lentils.
Mung beans for the sprouts.
I have red lentils soaked. That's not for sprouting.
Oh, no. Yes, we have the red lentils soaked for the pancake. I'm going to have to. The pancake is pretty easy, You would need to now blend it.
Okay.
You would need to just add salt and blend it, and then a pan on the fire with just grease in it, and then you put 1 spoon at a time, and you cook for about 3 minutes on each side, and you get a nice flat bread.
Okay. And do I have chickpeas soaked too? So and I'm doing soya milk. Do I need to do them both?
Oh, you could just do one milk. You could just do one bean milk. So either soya or the chickpeas. But if you have them soaked already. If you want, you could try both of them tomorrow, but just one is sufficient. You can try another one another time. Yeah, you're only required to do one.
I can use a chickpea otherwise.
Yeah, you can use a chickpea otherwise.
Okay. Okay, enough for the night.
We're done for the night. Yes. I want to see the mayo.
Oh, I don't have a mayo. Because my thing is too runny.
We just went to add some salt and some oil to her stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to look for that. What do you call it? Egg salt.
Just give me a minute.
Okay, no problem.
Egg salt.
Yes. You can go on eBay.
Yeah. What's the name?
If you call it black Indian salt, or egg salt, you'll probably find it. Black Indian salt.
I'll go shopping again.
No, you're not going to find that one at shopping so easy. Just go online.
Okay.
Yeah. And order that one. So please everyone, make sure you ordered your yeast flakes if you use yeast flakes. Make sure you have ordered your that seaweed stuff.
What's that?
I'm trying to remember the name that we use for the cheese. Cassandra, what we use for the cheese again? Yeah, that looks good, Deirdre.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What you talking about? The agar?
Right. Make sure you order your agar, everyone, and have some tapioca starch for next week. That's wonderful, Deirdre. Good. You put it in a little bowl and show off your mayo.
Okay. So I can have this with what?
Yeah, you can have it with your salad. You could use it in your sandwiches, just where you would use mayonnaise. And if you look in the recipe book, you will see additional stuff that you could add to it to top the flavor up.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
tonight, just cover it tonight and put it back in the fridge until tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as you're in space, because. But well done, everyone. Well done. We need to now pray and close. And don't dream about food now. All right. Yeah, don't dream about food, all right? Just try taking it off your mind. All right, let us pray. Can I ask someone to pray for us, please?
Our kind and loving Father, hallowed be thy name. Thank you for your grace and your mercy towards us. Lord, thank you for this class. Thank you for the time we spent. May we be diligent in studying the art of cookery, that we can learn it and understand what we are doing, not only just doing it. So Lord, I pray that you continue to quicken our minds and help us that we can really be able to create delicious meals that can win our youth, our adults, our little children. We can win their hearts to you through this art, through this skill of cookery, good cookery. So thank you for teacher Davina and the other presenters on the line. Bless them in a special way, cover them, Lord, and just keep them during this time, because I know it's a lot of work, it's a lot of pressure. So I pray that you keep their minds that stay on you, and keep them in sound mind. My wish and my prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, lovely people.
Good night,
And we'll
everyone.
see each other tomorrow.
Okay.
Anything to prepare for tomorrow?
I'm sure there is, but I'm thinking I may need to just, let's see what's the lesson like for tomorrow. I haven't even looked at the lesson plan. And tomorrow is salads. We're gonna make salads tomorrow. So you want to get your leaf, your green leafy vegetables, your lettuce, your cucumber, your tomatoes. Have a piece of tofu, like your firm tofu, or we can use some of our hokara to make meat to go on your salad. You know, like the leftovers from today, we can use those tomorrow to make like meatballs or patties or something like that to go on your salad instead of tofu. Tomorrow we're gonna make, you need an avocado. Yeah, you need an avocado, and you need maybe some sunflower seed or pumpkin seed or both. By the way, the dressings that you have today, the creams that you have today, as long as it is not sweet cream, it can be used. So like Kim, your mayo, you can use that tomorrow. We're gonna step up the mayo tomorrow a notch, and we can make Caesar dressing. So we can make a Caesar salad tomorrow for you, which what you would need a piece of chicken, and that would be just a piece of tofu we would turn into chicken, and some lettuce, some romaine lettuce or some cos lettuce, and we may need to make that basic lentil flatbread tomorrow morning, or a voice note that is sent in the group for the pita bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can follow that voice note and just make your own, if you don't want to use a baking powder, I use coconut cream. So I put it in the fridge overnight, and then I take just the creamy part from it, and I make the bread. So like I posted a bread recipe today in the group.
Yeah.
That can be used.
Okay.
So if you have that type of flour, but either the voice note, see how you can amend the voice note to your different types of flour, or the one that I've posted, or there are others in the recipe book. So we want to make just one. We're gonna cut it up to make something like crotons to go in this chicken Caesar salad. We want to have just 1 or 2 slices of tofu for the chicken Caesar salad that we cut up before and just marinate it. You could even fry it before if you want, or bake it, but you need to coat it. We'll probably just teach you that in the class.
You coat it with breadcrumbs?
No, we don't want to use any breadcrumbs. We would coat it in, probably dip it in one of your milk that you have, and then coat it in, then dip it in the corn starch.
Okay.
Or corn flour, or your oat flour, or your oat crumbs, or gari. If you have gari, we use gari instead of breadcrumbs in some recipes. But yeah, so we make a chicken Caesar salad tomorrow. We make the rainbow salad, which you will see the rainbow salad. All the salads, I'm telling you, you will see them in your recipe book. So we'll make the rainbow salad. You will make, everybody will need to make the rainbow salad. And then you will make one other salad, right? So everybody has to do the rainbow salad, which is, you can get your beetroot, you can get your carrot, or your broccoli, or your cauliflower. You want to have about 3, you're required to have about 3 different colors. You can have 4, but you need at least 3. So white would be the cauliflower, green would be the broccoli. Am I right? The green one is the broccoli, yeah?
Can we use peppers?
You can use peppers. You can use peppers. Red could be your red peppers. Your orange could be your carrot. Your yellow could be your pumpkin or your butternut squash. Your purple could be your red cabbage or your beetroot. Your white could also be your white cabbage or your cauliflower. So you want to have about 3 or 4 colors for your salad tomorrow. You're gonna want to have lime. You're gonna want to have honey. You're gonna want to have, you can have molasses or honey, either one, or you can have both. And you need some salt and a little bit of olive oil, or a light, or any oil you have. We're gonna need that tomorrow for the rainbow salad and a food processor. I should be voice noting myself, Then now you're gonna choose one other salad. So there are 2 things that everybody will be required to do. Everybody will be required to do the rainbow salad, and then there is a salad dressing that's called the avocado salad dressing, which is also in the recipe book. So you will need 1 avocado, you will need sunflower seed, you will need olive oil, and maybe onion, and maybe a piece of garlic, something like that, and lemon juice, and maybe some mixed herb or scallion, something like that you need. So everybody will be required to do that dressing as well as the rainbow salad. And then now you choose one other salad. So it's either you choose a tomato and onion salad, or you choose the ultimate mixed salad, which we will probably do a chef salad instead of the ultimate mixed salad. Or you can choose the red chicken salad, or you can choose the chicken Caesar salad. Yeah, so there are 2 salads there, 2 salads each person will do tomorrow. And you already can use up your creams that you have that you made today. You can utilize some of them tomorrow as dressings to turn them into dressing, salad dressing.
For the tomato and the onion salad, it's just tomato and onions. This picture look like it has cucumbers. Is that right?
Yeah, it has cucumbers. It's red onion, white onion, spring onion, tomato, cucumber, basil. Basil, or if you don't have those, and you have fresh mint. You have fresh mint that can be used. Parsley can be used, but we need olive oil, lemon, and salt.
Oh, so there another class? No.
Tomorrow.
I can't shut off.
You shut off tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's a salad for tomorrow, but I'm voice noting this. So everybody need the rainbow salad, which you need to have about 3 or 4 colors. So you could use beetroot or red cabbage. You could use butternut squash or pumpkin. You could use carrot. You could use cauliflower or white cabbage. You could use broccoli, or even your kale. And you will need olive oil, or any oil. You will need lemon juice. You will need salt. You will need honey or molasses. And if you have what that thing called again, liquid amino, that makes a nice one as well. Yep, that's it for tomorrow. And then we're gonna do the lentil flatbread that we didn't do today. We'll probably do it tomorrow, or the pita bread. We're gonna do a bread as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night night.